slight letting go of good habits, eating a hair worse than he would have had he felt someone was watching. A slight letting go of good habits, eating a hair worse than he would have had he felt someone was watching. Throwing diet pop cans into the trash, saving himself half a glance to find in 10 feet. Throwing diet pop cans into the trash, saving himself half a glance to find and 10 steps to have to walk to the recycling. Little things add up, everything counts. Intellectually, he grasped this, but again, he was convinced no one was paying attention, and neither was he. How quickly we're able to put portions of our past behind us, or at least how quickly we change its shape to suit our purposes. How quickly we're able to put portions of our past behind us, or at least how quickly we're able to change the shape of it to suit our purposes. How quickly we're able to put portions of the past behind us. If it's the past, it's already fucking behind us, isn't it? How quickly we can change our past. How quickly we change the shape of our past to suit our purposes. You see, people were paying attention because the magician had lived in such a way that those in his path, orbit, circle, etc., etc. You see, people were paying attention because people were paying attention.
Is there something else I can help with?
I didn't ask for help in the first place.
I don't understand.
Neither.
I didn't ask for help in the first place, but I could search the web for it.
No, that's fine. Okay. You see, people were paying attention because the magician had lived in such a way that those in his path, orbit, circle, etc., had a hypervigilance when his card came up. Relieved he was in a good space? Certainly. Happy to see him thriving? Of course. Still wary from the time he threw up on the welcome mat and tracked it through the apartment at the welcome party? Oh, that's so stupid. They can still smell it if they close their eyes. No matter. He had a life he was happy to wake up to. Establishing conditions for said life was a low bar to clear. See aforementioned welcome mat and countless variations on that theme. But still, it was his life and he was thrilled. So he was too wrapped up in honeymooning his new bride he called health and well-being to notice the concerned looks, lightly pointed questions, and nervous laughter when he sinked into the scene. Ruby was the first to notice. The magician called Ruby Ruby Ann. The Ann was all his, just a rhythm and swing thing. He enjoyed how it made him feel to saying it, so he said it. I suppose if you asked him, he'd say that was his magic. Anyways, it was at that old Neil Young concert doc, Heart of Gold, where he sings songs from Prairie Wind. Anyways, it was at that old Neil Young concert documentary, Heart of Gold, where he sings songs from Prairie Wind. Magician stepped outside twice for a cigarette. Film was a little over 90 minutes and he couldn't sit through the whole thing. It was the third Friday in the worst way, and he likely wouldn't be seeing Prairie Wind on a big screen ever again. It was the third Friday in the worst way, and he likely wouldn't be seeing Prairie Wind on the big screen ever again. Neil was a magician himself, and as the magician tirelessly explained to anyone who would listen, since long before adulthood, or any of the welcome mats. After the film, Ruby Ann asked him, "What'd you go outside for?" A cigarette. Distracted, magician came. "You went outside twice," Ruby Ann, sounding less curious than she had been aiming for. More curious? "You went outside twice," Ruby Ann. It hadn't been until she had given voice to these questions that she realized she was actually concerned. "I had 2 cigarettes. The magician settled it with that. But after 8 months, the 2 cigarettes had the hallmarks, the now you see me, now you don't, the near disappearing act, and maybe some hint of showy. But after 8 months, the 2 cigarettes had the hallmarks, the now you see me, now you don't, the near disappearing act, and maybe some hint of the shadowy deception. And so this is what Ruby rolled around in her head while they discussed how Neil Young had been old at that point even. And for a few weeks, nobody was watching or concerned beyond residual from the welcome mat. And for a few weeks, nobody was watching or concerned beyond the residual from the welcome mat. And a few weeks is a long time to stay sober if you have a problem. And so the magician relaxed that much more and felt that much safer. All was well. In fact, all was better than it had been since he had been a teenager, since back to when he had seen Heart of Gold for the first time. What? Before then even. This is unwieldy, isn't it? All was well. In fact, all was better than it had been since he had been all was well. In fact, all was better than it had been since he had been a teenager. Since back to when he had seen Heart of Gold in theaters during its original release. Before then even. Back to when he had been too young to attend Third Friday in the Worst Way at the Night Owl Theater downtown Central. Downtown on Central, what is... Oh my goodness. Before then even. Back to when he had been too young to even attend Third Friday. Why Third Friday? Before then even. Back to when he had been too young to even attend Third Friday in the Worst Way at the Night Owl Theater downtown on Central. Before his first cigarette. 1 million fucking cigarettes ago is how he'd put it, depending on who he was talking to. I'll swallow some spit. I knew him then, and I know him now. And I think somewhere he's unaware of, somewhere inside him, he doesn't like me for that. I wouldn't say hate, because he doesn't have the work ethic necessary for hate. We're as close as we've ever been, because he's loose, he's sloppy, and he can't think beyond whatever moment he's been consumed by. And so I hear the things he says, and I remember who he is and how he's been. Maybe you're wondering why I'm telling his story instead of mine. Well, the answer is in the telling. There's a magician, and there's you, and I'm between you two. I'm here in the center. Okay.